guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. I randomly felt really inspired to come and record a reading for you guys. I'm just really in the mood to read some cards, communicate messages, and I've had a bunch of different reading ideas that I could do, but I couldn't decide which one to go with, so I went ahead and just wrote them all down. And I'm going to randomly choose a topic right here with you guys. So as of right now, this is a mystery reading. I've got to say the topics are all really good. Eventually, I'd like to get to all of them. But today we'll let Spirit decide which one it is that we do. I've already cleansed and cleared the space, cleansed and cleared myself. I've set my intentions. So I invite you guys to close your eyes and take a deep breath in, focusing at the center point in between the eyebrows. And as you exhale, feel your body soften, feel your body relax as you open up to receive whatever messages want to come through here for you today, to improve your life in some way, to give you something that you need, some guidance, some insight that is going to help to align you on your highest potential path, that is going to be the best for you and those around you. Okay, I'm super excited to see what this reading is going to be. This is very spontaneous, impromptu. So let's see, what does Spirit want us to do the reading on today? I'm going to close my eyes and just choose one. Let's see, what is this one? How you are seen by others. Okay. So the full title for this one is How Are You Seen by Others versus How Are You Really? That's so funny because that's the one I was going to do. And I was because these ones are so good. So I'm let's let Spirit decide. So Spirit is girl, we've been decided. Okay. Don't second guess. What are you doing? I love you, Spirit. You're so funny. Okay, so I am going to be using my astrology cards for this one. We have to choose. So I'm actually going to insert an image here of 3 different possible options that you can choose, and we'll go from there. So I will go ahead and do that now, so that you can choose based off of the one that you're drawn the most to. I'll put 3 images here up on the screen, and I'll give you a minute to choose your image. You can go to the description box below. I will have the timestamps there, and then you can jump straight to your reading. And feel free to pause the video if you need more time. Hello and welcome to your reading. If you chose the first image, the first picture that was up on the screen, or group number 1, this is your reading. So today we are asking the question, how are you seen by others versus how are you really? Okay, so let's see. First, we're going to take a look at how are you seen by others? What is the energy that other people perceive you in? And then we'll see how you really are. Okay. I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards. And let's get into the tarot. I'm going to adjust all of this to try to put the cards as much in view as possible. Just give me a second. This card is here, but I'm going to just put it down here so I don't cover the oracle card. But it's the Ace of Wands. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so how are you seen by others? People see you as someone that's very friendly, someone that's very unique, that kind of does things in a different way, that has a different kind of life, a different kind of approach to like your everyday routine, you know. So if it's normal and common for people to have full-time jobs, or, you know, to go to college, to have a family, a husband, a wife, kids, you know, like whatever is considered the norm, I feel like you are seen to be living outside of whatever that is. Like you're not living in whatever your culture or where you live, like what's socially accepted, or like whatever like the standard is. I feel like you have a different approach, you do things differently. So maybe you have like an unconventional job. I feel like today working from home is not really that unconventional, but maybe you work for yourself, or you have some kind of online business, or you have like really unconventional work hours. You know, maybe you freelance or something and it's not really like a full-time 9 to 5 kind of job. Or you could just have like weird hours, or maybe you have a lot of work that you do, a lot of different things that you do. It could also have something to do with science, technology. But yeah, I'm just saying that you're seen as someone that does things different. You know, just like your daily life, your daily approach to life, it's not what's considered normal. There's something different about your routine, about what you do, about how you live that would be considered like unique, different, outside of the norm, you know? And this is definitely a way that people are seeing you. Maybe you just can't adhere to like the regular structure of things that people have just widely accepted. You weren't able to adapt to it. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I homeschool my kids, and one of the first questions people will ask me, of course, is like, why did you choose to homeschool them? Like, what's your reason for homeschooling your children? And I mean, there's so many reasons, but the first reason, you know, like when you're just having a conversation, the first thing that I'll say is I don't really like the structure of the public school system, or like the rules, you know. It's just not something that works for my children and I. So that's why I choose to homeschool, because it's kind of like we can create our own structure, our own rules, and go according to something that feels just more aligned with us and our lifestyle. So this is kind of like the energy I'm getting here with you guys. This is how you guys are seen. It's like you've adjusted your lifestyle to fit something about you, your qualities. You know, maybe you're more free, like you like to be more free. You like to march to the beat of your own drum. You like to do things different. Maybe you're just like a trendsetter. You don't like to follow what other people are doing or what's considered the norm, or that just simply doesn't work for you. And so you've created a life that is not one that you have to like conform to or like succumb to, but instead you've created something that works for you. And again, like for who you are, your personality, your character, what's important to you. And it could just be that what's important to you is your freedom. And, you know, also something else is I used, when I was in college, I took online classes. And I remember I made a comment once and I said, I love taking online classes. I did most of my college career, like taking online classes. Wherever I could take an online class, I took it. Like if it was available, I did it. That was always my preferred method. And somebody was like, are you crazy? Like, online classes are horrible. The workload is like double. If you just come to class in person, it's way easier than, taking the online class, because the online class, like, you need a lot of discipline. No one is up your butt, like telling you, like, okay, it's time for this class. It's time to read these notes and do the assignments. And you have to be very independent, very disciplined. You have to show up. You have to, like, kind of handle yourself, like there's no one there. Like, you don't have a professor. There's no one there kind of like telling you exactly when and how. I agree with her. Like, she was so right when she said that online classes are like way harder. The workload is like double. It's true. It is. It was always harder than the in-person classes. But to me, the reason why it was like my preferred way to take my classes was because in my mind, I was like, I don't want to like commit every Monday and Wednesday. Like, I don't want to commit that time, because what if like I don't want to be in class on a Wednesday at 5:30? You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, what if I'm in the mood to like be at the beach? What if I want to do something else? Like, I don't want to have something that I'm like tied to. And so for me, that freedom of like choosing when I'm going to sit down and dedicate some time to my class and, do what I have to do, move through the course on, my own terms, that was worth it to me. Like, it was worth the extra workload. My freedom was worth it. So while I do agree with what she said, it's just reminding me of this energy that I'm seeing here, of how people perceive you, because it's that energy of like, I'd rather not be tied down to something. Like, it's like, I'm just gonna like, whatever I feel, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I feel like today my workout is going to be a run, then today my workout is going to be a run. Today I feel like I want to jump rope. Today I feel like I want to do HIIT. Today I feel like I'm gonna go hit the weights. Like, it's very, fluid, and it's just like how you feel in the moment, and it is very free. You're not obligated to do something in like a standard way that is considered like normal, and that's how people are viewing you. You just do things differently, you know what I mean? Like, you're not following whatever everyone else is doing. There's something very different about maybe like your diet or your workout routine, just your everyday routine, your everyday life routine, your lifestyle, your work. There's just something that you do on an everyday basis that is different. People could also be perceiving you to be like a loner, like to be by yourself a lot and kind of like in your own groove, like you're just kind of like doing your own thing. Like I said, marching to the beat of your own drum. So maybe people feel like they don't see you out often, or they see you alone. But I feel like they'd want you to come out. I feel like people want to see more of you, but it's kind of like you're not there. Like, it's like they'd like to see more of you, but you're always busy. You're always doing something else, or your schedule doesn't align to theirs. But there is something that attracts people to you, like that they're curious about. And I think, people would want to talk to you and like be your friend and want to have that friendly relationship with you, but it's kind of like they don't really know how to get in. They don't find a way in, because it's almost like, I don't know, you're by yourself a lot, or again, like your schedule is so different that like they don't really ever know like where, like, can they fit into it? Like, can we go out? Like, when, like, are you ever free to like go out, to talk, to hang out? They just don't know if you're too busy, or I don't know. I just feel like people feel rejected in a sense by your lifestyle and the way that you live and the way that you are. It's like they just feel like they can't like hang out with you, or it's hard to make plans with you or something like that. But I feel like they want to. There is that attraction to like hang out with you and talk with you and like share ideas. And yeah, I feel like people definitely want to be your friends or want to be part of your friend circle. But I'm seeing that it could be a little difficult to do that. Or this is how they're perceiving it, of course. Again, it's probably because like your schedule is so different. So maybe like the times that you're available, it's like no one else is, because maybe everyone does have to work like a 9 to 5 kind of a job. Something with the schedules, and like it doesn't align, it doesn't mix in, and it's because like their lifestyle is so different, or how people are viewing you. It's because your lifestyle is so different that the schedules may not align, and so they feel like they can't really see you. Okay, so that's how people see you. Now we're going to move into how are you really. So I am seeing that you are a very hard worker, and right now you are super focused on yourself, on everything that has to do with you, with your identity, figuring yourself out. You're really getting clear with yourself what actions are important for you. Like, what is it that you want to act on? We have this divine masculine card here, so it shows me that you're really in a time right now where you're focused on how you're showing up in the world, the things that you do, like what are you about? It's almost like you're spotlighting yourself, like you're really looking at yourself under a magnifying glass, and you're kind of like assessing yourself, like assessing like what is it that I do? Like you're observing yourself, like what is it that I do? What are my actions? What are my behaviors? What is it that I'm about, that I stand up for? What are the things that I'm upholding with my actions, with the way that I live? What are the things that I stand for? What are the things that I'm defending, that I'm protecting, based off of my way of life, based off of how I show up, based off of like how I express my energy? I feel like you're in a time right now where you're really looking at these things about yourself, and you're making improvements wherever you feel you need to make improvements, wherever you're not feeling like proud about how you've shown up or how you've handled yourself or certain situations. I just feel like right now you're really like taking a look at yourself. You're getting an honest look on your energy and how you want to present, and what you want to do. How do you want to utilize your energy, your essence? Again, what are the things that you want to uphold, support? How do you want to be? How do you want to impact? I feel like you want to improve. You want to improve. You want to be a better person. You want to make sure that you are coming always from like an honest place, that you're always doing the right thing, saying the right things, showing up in a way that is strong, protective, pure, and good. I just feel like you're holding yourself up to a higher standard, and you're going through this time right now where you're just taking a look in the mirror. Like you just want to improve in this area. You're seeing where maybe these things have been imbalanced. Like maybe you thought you were in a certain energy, upholding like a certain standard, and now it's kind of like, oh, like you're getting real with yourself, where it's like, oh, have I been? Am I like this person? Based off of my actions, is this what it's showing me? Am I showing up in the way that I want to be showing up? I just feel like you want to improve, and you're taking a look at wherever you were lacking and wherever you felt like you weren't up to par. And you're doing the work, and you're taking an honest look at yourself to get yourself to that place that you want to be in, like reach those standards that you want to be in. That, like right now in this time, you feel it's important for you to be in this place, and you're doing the work. You're doing the work. So people are seeing you as someone that's really dedicated to their lifestyle, to their routine, to their health. And I do see that you are someone that looks to be very responsible in that way, where routine really is important to you. You are a hard worker, but I feel like people are looking at you more so like in the sense of like, oh, that person is just that way because, they're different, they're unique, they like to do their own thing, they don't want to conform to like the social norms. But really, I feel like what's really going on is you're taking this time to really look at yourself. It's less of a focus on I don't want to be like everyone else, and more of a focus on like, I'm not partaking in like the social norms right now because I need to focus on myself. Like, it's time for me to get real with who I am as a person, as an individual, and to make some real adjustments on the things that I identify with, on my boundaries, on my values, on how I show up in the world. And I just think you want to get yourself to a place where you're coming from wholeness. Like, you want to be more whole. You want to make sure that you're just like holistic, like just very holistic in your approach, that you aren't missing or lacking in anything, that all moving parts are tended to, are taken care of, are being nurtured so that you can operate as a full, complete, whole person. So yeah, it's just like an entire like revamp of self. So instead of it being like, yeah, I'm just not conforming because I'm different, because I want to march to the beat of my own drum, because I'm unique, it's less of like doing it just cause and whatever, like trying to prove a point, and more because like you're in this place in your life where, I don't know, I'm hearing like shit is getting real, like shit is starting to hit the fan, and you really need to be doing this work. So I hope I'm making that clear, making that point clear, that it's less of like trying to show off and doing it on purpose and doing it just cause, like out of spite, versus like there's a real like necessity for you to be in this place right now, that you're in. And maybe that's why you are kind of, isolating yourself, or like, people are saying like, oh, this person is so busy, like they're so different that they're just like, I can't even relate to them or I can't even connect with them. Like they have such a weird schedule, or I don't know, whatever it is, you know what I mean? I just feel like people are finding it hard to align with you, to connect with you, to go out with you, to talk to you, to, make plans with you. Like people are just feeling like you're not available, or you're just too busy, or you guys are too different, or like something here is not working. And people are taking it as it's because that person is like so different. Like there's nothing I can connect with that person on, but it's because like you're purposefully, like what's happening is you're purposefully taking some time to yourself. Like you're going through something, you're going through some kind of like major transformation, and you need to be alone. That's why you're isolating, because like you need to go within, you need to connect to yourself. You don't really want to be in the external right now. You want to just be more internal and be engaged with your process, so that you can really like go through whatever experience this is and gain wisdom from it, and do whatever work you need to do, build whatever skills you need to build. You're just like feeling called to do this work on yourself. It could even be like that you're having a Saturn return, or Saturn is definitely like making some big aspect here for you right now in your life. It's influencing, it's asking you to get real, to take a look at something, and it has to do with you, like to take a look and get real with you, with how you show up, with how you present, how you are, how you talk, like what you say, what you uphold, how you impact just who you are as a person, you know what I mean? Like these sort of things is what's being kind of highlighted and spotlighted, and is what you're working through currently right now. So you're going through this where you are taking like a different path, you are going in a different direction. You're being called to make the changes necessary because something needed to change. I feel like maybe from the outside looking in, things looked great. People really liked, I feel like that's what I've been getting this whole time as well. Is like people like you, people compliment you, they like what you do or what you say or how you are. It gets praised, it gets recognized, it gets seen, but there's something here that needed to change, or you yourself, like you're just going through some major like shift right now, through some major change. There's something that needed there's something here in your life that is like crumbling, that is just not working. There's something that is dismantling currently in your life. I feel like it's hidden, it's private. Again, we're getting here that it has to do like with yourself. So this could be something like happening with yourself. Maybe it's like something that you were identifying with, or a group that you were a part of that you felt like it's just not aligning with you anymore, even if everything seemed fine and everything seemed to be in alignment. All of a sudden it's like, no, it's like you're recognizing, you're realizing that this is not it. This isn't it. Something about this doesn't align with you anymore, or you're seeing that you were like not being truthful, that you were upholding some kinds of lie, and you're recognizing this now. And that's why like whatever this is needs to come to an end, and you need to like move in a different direction, or just like invite fresh air, like something different, something new, to take the place of whatever this is that just wasn't aligning for you anymore. I feel like whatever this is, it's something that you were feeling a lot of anxiety about, that you were overthinking a lot about, that it just wasn't letting you be like at peace. And it's something that you could have been thinking about like at nighttime. It didn't really let you sleep, and it's something that always brought you uneasiness. It's something that you thought about that you're just like, oh, I don't know, like something about this doesn't feel right, or why do I keep overthinking this, or why do I keep second guessing myself? Why do I feel so like off about this? And it's because something about it just wasn't working anymore, and you're being encouraged to move on from it. There was some kind of like functioning dysfunction that you were a part of, and that's why it felt uneasy. That's why you didn't like it. Something about it felt off. You just weren't at peace, and Spirit is giving you this opportunity now to like clear your mind and to move on from this once and for all, to do what it is that you need to do to move on from this, to make those moves. I feel like you were finding yourself kind of like in this pivotal moment of like deciding. You had to choose, you had to make a choice. Like, am I going to continue down this path, or am I going to rebuild something different for myself, move in a different direction, do something different? I don't know. I'm even seeing like you're putting yourself on a different timeline. It's like by making this change, you're like altering the trajectory of your life. And I feel like you're becoming more in alignment with like your true north node here, and with what's going to feel better for you. Maybe you were serving like the wrong audience or something, is what I'm getting. It's like you were accepted and loved and something like this, right? Like your everyday life, you were plugged into something and it seemed to be working, except like it didn't feel right for you. Maybe it was because like you were projecting this image of yourself that wasn't real. And now that you're going through all of this over here, now it's like you're getting really real about who it is that you are, and what it is that you stand for, and what it is that you want to uphold, and how it is that you want to show up, and like you're getting to know yourself for real. And you know that the changes that you're undergoing by stepping into your like true authentic self is probably not going to continue aligning like with whoever you were plugged in with over here. So to these people, they're like, oh, this person is so like busy or unavailable for us. But it's because like you're recognizing that these weren't your people, like authentically and truly. Like you could still have love here and appreciation and stuff, but it's kind of like maybe, I don't know, there's something that was off here with whoever it is that you were plugged in with, that you were like dealing with on an everyday basis, that was part of like your everyday life. I feel like now you're seeing that who you truly are is not really in alignment like with this group. And I just see someone that's choosing themselves. You know, it's like you're like, I appreciate the love and like the praise and, you know, the applause, but it's almost like you feel like it's not real, because they're praising and they're applauding something that you feel that you were just trying to live up to. Like you feel like it was a projection, like you feel like it's not really who you truly are, like you're discovering who you truly are. And I feel like that is going to align you to your true people, to like your true soul fam versus like people that are liking you and praising you and showing you love. Like they're praising this image that you've created, that you've projected, that you've made, versus like the true you. So now that you are discovering who the true you is and you're kind of getting that online, and as you learn to express, you know, your true authentic self, I feel like you're going to get the same response. You're going to get the same response of like praise and accolades and applause and being acknowledged and seen and noticed and all of this, but it's like it's going to be coming from the right people, like the people that feels good to you. Like it's going to be coming from people that you feel like are your soul fam, because now these people are actually going to be praising the real true you versus like whatever image you were putting out here that people were praising, that people liked, but you just felt like it wasn't true. Like it wasn't your truth. It wasn't in alignment with who you truly are. It wasn't like your true authenticity. And now you're connecting to your true authenticity. And so when you start acting from that place, you are still going to get this praise and this love, but it's going to be coming from like the right people, like your soul fam for real. Maybe that's why over here you didn't feel like that true connection to these people. And it was always because like you were just like presenting an image. You were just like managing your image, you know, versus like truly being yourself from the heart, you know? Like maybe it felt like a burden to like, oh, everyone likes me, but they don't actually like the real me. They just like this person I'm pretending to be. And sometimes it's hard to like disconnect from that because you're getting like that positive feedback. But I feel like Saturn came in and really like flipped the switch here for you, and where it's kind of like, no, that means nothing to me because it's not real, it's not my truth, and I want to be coming from a place that's more authentic. And I want love that is genuine and that is real and that is pure, and I want people to like see me and love me for me. But this time I feel like it's going to feel good because it's like you're truly yourself, where all of this love and this praise over here didn't feel good. It felt like you felt anxious. You felt like, oh my gosh, what if I can't keep up with this? What if I can't keep up with this image? What if I can't? Because it wasn't truly you. So that's why it felt like that. It felt off. It felt like you know, you're scared, you're anxious, like you don't know how long can you keep up with it. Whereas if you're just being yourself, there's nothing you have to keep up with. You just have to show up and be yourself, and that's it. And that drops all of the pressure, you know? So Spirit is just trying to align you to this place where you can really feel happy about how you present, how you show up, what you do, the actions that you make, you know, the decisions that you make, your decisions, how you move in the world. Like you can really be proud of who you are as a person and how you move in this world, and be seen for that, be seen for your truth. And when you're getting praise and love, when you're coming from that space, it's going to feel so good. You're not going to feel that feeling of like overthinking and anxiety and doubt and worries. You're going to feel just love and peace, and like you found your soul fam, like you're attracting your soul fam, and like you're on the right track, like you're on the right path. You're helping the people you're supposed to be helping. You're connecting to your true people, like your true audience. I keep wanting to say audience. So maybe, I don't know, it's possible that you could be like, you know, popular, even if it's just like in your own community, in your own life, or you can have some kind of like following or something online, or again, you're just someone that like people know. Or this could just be talking about, you know, like the people in your everyday life. This is how they were viewing you. This is how they view you. This is the truth about you. And yeah, I guess this is more like a snapshot of right now. Like whenever you stumble across this reading, this is like a snapshot of how you're being perceived and how you are really, like what you're actually going through. And they're also giving me like why, like what's the scenario and the energy and the story here. But yeah, this was very interesting. I'd love to know how this resonated for you guys. I feel like Spirit is really trying to touch your life right now. They really are trying to guide you in the right direction. And usually when that happens, you have to first look inward. You have to look at yourself. This is where you are brought. You're brought internal to yourself. It's not about looking externally for the answers and getting advice and talking to people. Spirit is definitely having you go inside, go inward, turn inward, reflect, go through this phase of self-reflection, self-analyzation, getting to know yourself, just becoming very self-aware of who you truly are. And is this a reflection of your values and who you want to be? And making whatever changes you need to make so that these things are reflected in your decisions and how you move in this world, how you show up. You just want to be more aligned with that, more in tune with that, more true to whatever that is. Like, you don't want there to be like a disconnect of these things and then like how you really are showing up in the world, because maybe you were influenced, or again, like you had the attention of a certain crowd, but it was always really difficult to keep that love, in place, because it's like it wasn't really truly who you were. So now it's about like being just truly who you are authentically, and letting whoever is going to be attracted to that, because this is your soul family, and this is who you want to serve, and this is who you want to get praise from. You want to get praise for being yourself versus like for a facade, that you're trying to uphold. But yeah, this is great. I do see like you finding better friendships, better relationships. I feel like you're actually going to like this praise. Like, this praise isn't going to feel like it's a burden or like it's causing you anxiety, because it's easy. You are going to feel a sense of love and support and care. I feel like you're going to feel like people actually like care for you as a person, and you're going to align more with people that are like you and that like you for you, and you're going to feel so much better. I feel like you're going to feel very in tune with your destiny, with your purpose. Like, Spirit is basically trying to open this door for you to align better with your north node, with your destiny, with what's meant for you, with what you came here to fulfill, to learn, to do. And you're creating some great connections and good friendships and support along the way. So keep it up, pile one. I do see you kind of like at a crossroads here, like you're trying to balance both right now, but just give in to going, to isolating yourself, to being in this like hermit energy here, and just going within and doing that self-reflection and connecting and engaging with your process. Because it's really like jump-starting something, it's connecting you with something. Wherever you felt like you were sleeping at the wheel, you're not going to feel like that anymore after you undergo whatever process this is, and it's literally changing like your whole trajectory, which is amazing. And Spirit definitely has a hand in this. They're guiding and steering this. So now is a time to like be very sensitive and very open and very receptive to these things, and to have like that strong self-focus so that you can make whatever transformations you need to make. So definitely, I would say that now is not a time to like be super social and be like out there with a bunch of people and stuff. Like, it's definitely a time to feel your emotions, to dive deep, to do some shadow work, to see what's there in the subconscious, to let it come out, to see it, to become aware of it, to make whatever changes you need to make, to transmute certain things, to alchemize yourself in some way, and to be really about it, do the work. I feel like you do have to be very disciplined, very diligent to continue to show up in this way, very intentional. So Spirit is just encouraging you to continue to do that. And with this work, you will align naturally to like your social sphere, like the people that are supposed to be in this space. It's just going to feel better. It's going to feel more authentic. And you could finally overcome whatever like discomforts or like lies or triggers, like things that are uncomfortable that you feel are kind of there hanging above you. It's like you're finally going to be able to overcome it and remove this cloud from above you and just feel more light and free and more truthful, like you could feel more honest. You could feel like you're more out in the open. You're not hiding and maneuvering and, trying to facade manage. Okay, group number 1. So that was your message. How are people seeing you versus how are you really? I hope that this was helpful, that this gave you some insight, that this maybe confirmed some things for you or made things a little less confusing for you. If you need more, I do offer personal readings. I will leave my information in the description box below. You can contact me. I would be more than happy to connect with you and to work with you and to dive into your specific situation to give you a more detailed message that's tailored just for you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Take good care of yourselves, and I hope to see you around here again very soon. Until next time, bye. Hello, and welcome to your reading. If you chose image number 2 or group 2, you are in the right place. Today, we are doing a reading on how you are being seen by others versus how are you really. So I already did the first group, and the way the messages are coming out is more so like a snapshot of this moment that you're coming across this reading. This could potentially be how others are viewing you and what's going on with you really. So my intention is always for these messages to provide some guidance, maybe give you some confirmation, just give you some insight, something that's going to be beneficial for you right now on your journey. So let's jump right in. I'm super excited to get your message. So I will be starting with astrology cards to pull on how are you being viewed right now by other people. We're going to be using a mixture of astrology cards, oracle cards, tarot. So yeah, should be really interesting. Let's see. Okay, you got a lot. We got 4, but I'm gonna take them because they came out, so. And then let's get an oracle card. I like to pull the whole spread first. Ooh. Before we begin. Okay. I think these 2 cards are meant to go over here, since this is how I did my last reading. So I think it all came together, but yeah, that feels better. Okay. I'll go ahead and get one more oracle card. Okay. And tarot. Okay. Let's adjust this really quickly so we can get right into these messages. So I don't want to cover the oracle card, but we do have these 2 cards. Well, you can still see them. Okay. So let's see here. How are you currently being seen by others? Okay, so you are being seen in a very, very seductive, tempting, sexy energy, very mysterious. I think people are definitely wondering about your sexuality or your sexual nature, what that's like. I think if you've ever engaged with anyone in that way, they're thinking about you. Or I don't know, there's something here, maybe they can't forget you or you're heavy on their mind. but you are just exuding this very magnetizing, magnetic, tantalizing kind of an energy right now. And people are just really drawn in by that. They're drawn in by you. I feel like you're a man or a woman of few words. Like you're more expressive through your body language or through your stare, through the way that you move. Yes, people are definitely very intrigued by you. I feel like you have like a quiet type of domination. Is that the word? Like you dominate the space that you're in and you don't have to say a lot or do a lot. It's just very there. It's just like a big presence that's there. And people are just really drawn to it, drawn to you. I feel like you, this is such a funny way to put it, but like you're turning people's waters. You're turning people on, basically. I feel like you activate people. You turn people on just with something, like the way that you move. Even if it's like the way that you fight, the way that you argue, people are finding it very attractive. Or if people are watching you work out, I think, I don't know, people, their mind is in the gutter or something, but they might be visualizing some things, I don't know, or fantasizing, definitely. But there is something to do about like your physicality. I think people are very drawn to your body. I think people are very kind of just, they want to know what you're going to do next. They want to know what you're up to. I feel like it's a mystery. Like it's such a mystery to people. What you're going to say, what you're going to do, how you're going to react to something, how you're going to respond. I just feel like it's very unpredictable. And yeah, I just feel like people are very seduced by you. They're feeling very seduced, very turned on. And I don't know why I keep getting this, but I feel like if you go to the gym, whether you're a man or a woman or anywhere, it doesn't have to be the gym, but you could wear pants, like, you know, like some leggings, maybe you can see things a little too clearly, or like if you're a man, you know how they say, like when you're wearing the gray sweatpants, you can see like the outline. I don't know. I'm just getting that. I feel like people are like looking. I know, I'm sorry, but I'm just saying what I'm seeing here. People are just really interested, apparently. They'll take anything they can get, is what it looks like. And I think you're going through a transformation here. Like it's maybe you're going through some kind of a glow up or something, and people are really attracted to you now. Maybe it's kind of like the story of the quiet one, or the ugly duckling turning into the swan, or like the one that didn't really get a lot of attention now all of a sudden is commanding all of this attention and is like center of attention without even trying, because they're just like growing more into themselves, or becoming more confident, or maturing in some kind of way. There is definitely a glow up that is being depicted here in terms of how people are perceiving you. Yeah, I feel like you're growing up. It's like you're not a little girl anymore or something like that. It's like you're blossoming into a woman, or you're waking up in a sexual way. It's like you're ready for that. If you weren't ready for that before, I don't know, you're exuding the energy of being ready to engage sexually, like in a sexual way, or being interested in that, or being like a good partner for that. There's something about that here where it's like you're growing up, and either you have like a stronger interest that people are picking up on. Maybe, you know, you're very magnetic right now. So there's a lot of energies that may want to assert themselves on you because you're so like attractive and magnetic, or you're like exuding this kind of energy. It's just like a very sexy, seductive kind of an energy. And maybe it's because you're ready to explore this part of yourself, or this is how people are perceiving you at this time. But yeah, something about your sexuality is definitely coming up here, and it like blossoming. Or if someone wasn't like attracted to you in that way, it's like now they are, you know, if someone, or if certain people didn't see you in that light, it's like now all of a sudden they are. They are seeing you as someone they would like to explore those things with. So yeah, I'm seeing that you have a lot of attention, you have a lot of eyes on you. People might even think that you're doing it on purpose, like that you're exuding this kind of seductive type of an energy purposefully. And we'll get to that. I'm not seeing that on your side, but people might think that you're being like very strategic about it, or that there are secrets there. Maybe that you're more experienced than what you are. I don't know, there's something about it. Honestly, I feel like you might not even know how attractive you are or how much you're turning people on. I feel like you're not even aware of it, but it definitely is something that people are feeling and noticing about you, and they might even like be projecting onto you like that you're doing it on purpose or something. Even though I don't think that you are. You seem like very like naive to what your effect is, like the effect that you have on people, because I feel like it's new, like it's just like something sprouted. Something has sprung, like something has matured or something in this department. So it's not really an energy that you're used to carrying around, or that you're used to having, or maybe that you're even aware of that you have. But I think people are really attracted to just like what you're doing, to your creativity. Maybe this is something very creative, but yeah, like I feel like you have very inspiring ideas, or you're just on a creative streak. You're being very creative right now. It's like everything you do is just so interesting, and people are really curious about you. They're curious about anything that you do, whether it's like what you're wearing, you know, what you're reading, what you're doing, what you're working on, what you're listening to. It's like, it's intriguing, and people are interested, and people are being drawn in by it and inspired by it even. You have like a certain kind of like dominion right now, I feel, like a control. Even if you're not aware of it, people are very just drawn to you at this time and very interested in you. And I don't know, it's like they're just feeling very, even like emotionally, well, Scorpio is like a water sign. Yeah, people are feeling really fixated on you, and like just like even emotionally connected to you in some way. Like they're feeling really deep emotions. It is very sexual, but it's also emotional. This is crazy. This is crazy because the energy I'm getting is like you're just turning so many people on, like in all ways, whether it's like, you know, something you're talking about. People are just really interested. It could even be like a book that you're reading, and people are so interested in this book, or something that you're doing, and people are like, oh my God, that's so amazing. I want to know more. Like, keep talking, you know? This is so interesting. Yeah, you have like a super strong effect on people right now. People are definitely looking at you and looking to you, and they're being very inspired by you. I feel like you're, even if you don't know it, you're leading and guiding a lot of people, and they get real value from you, like real emotional fulfillment from you. I think, you know, you could even have people out here falling in love with you, or at least falling in love with like the idea of you, with what you're doing, your plans, like what your plans are, if you're letting people in on that. But yeah, there just seems to be like a lot of energy surrounding you, and people are definitely seeing you like in a high light, and they're just really interested in what it is that you're creating, and it's something that they want to follow up with and kind of see through along with you. Like they're really curious and interested about it. Yeah, like I just feel like people are feeling your power, your gravity. There's something to you. Like there's like this really strong energy surrounding you, and people are really, really like being drawn in by it. And it can be in all ways. I feel like people could be drawn in just like sexually, they're just physically attracted to you. But then also you're attracting people that are like attracted to you because of like your creativity, or like the work that you're bringing in, or your ideas, or they're super inspired by you, they're learning from you. Or people could just really feel so satiated just like listening to you and watching you. It's like it really does it for them, you know? I hate to creep you out if that's creepy, but I just feel like you have like this really strong magnetic pull currently. And even if people don't understand it, it's there, it exists, and they're being pulled by it. I feel like people also think about you, like they get reminded of you in their lives. Like they could be listening to something or watching something or talking to someone, and like something will remind them of you, and they'll have like some kind of like a synchronicity, and they're like, oh, that's weird, like, group number 2 mentioned this, or they were talking about this book, and now all of a sudden it's right here. Like I come across this book that this person was just talking about, and now it's like, here, is this a sign? Like, am I supposed to buy this book too and read this book? Stuff like that, where it's like people are getting reminded of you. They're experiencing certain synchronicities, things that are like unexplainable, So yeah, I just feel like you're making like a big impact in people's lives, and I feel like you don't even know it. That's the funny part, is I feel like you're not even aware that you're having this effect on certain people. I feel like you're influencing so many people. For example, like maybe you've really been working on your body, on your fitness, and maybe there's someone at work that you don't even talk to, that you don't even see, but it's like just seeing you every day from across the room. Like maybe they're so inspired by, your physical changes and your strength and your improvement, the improvement that they're seeing in you, that it's like you're inspiring that person to like get it together in their own lives, and to like, get on their fitness routines and really get serious about that, so that they too can get some results. I feel like you are inspiring people from a distance and you don't even know it. Again, I'm getting that you're so interesting. Like people are so interested by you, and they just like want to flock and run to you to hear what it is that you have to say, to see how it is you're going to respond to situations, how you're going to handle situations. Like they just want to see like, what do you do? It's like, what would Jesus do? But instead of what would Jesus do, it's like, what would group number 2 do? Like they're so interested. They're like, oh my gosh, I have to look at this. Move, get out of the way. I need to see, like, what are they going to say? How are they going to handle this? What are they going to do? Because it's like they're looking up to you in some way, and they feel like you have the answer, and like you can provide it for them, and they're taking inspiration from you of like the standard of how it is you're supposed to handle a certain situation, or how it is you're supposed to do something, approach something. They want to know, because then they want to use that knowledge like in their own lives. I feel like you are enlightening to a lot of people. People feel like you're speaking truth, like you have really good advice to give, like you're really intelligent, you're really smart. They could even feel that you have like expert kind of knowledge on something, and they just always want to be like the first to hear, like, this just in, like they want to know. They want to know what you have to say, and like what your perspective is and what your opinion is. So that's very interesting. So yeah, let's move on now to how are you really? So this is how people are seeing you, how they are perceiving you at this time. So let's see, how are you really, like inside of yourself? What's really going on? So I do see that you're very, right now, interested in building up your career. Like you're really focused on what it is that you want to do in this world. Like what work do you want to be known for? What is it that you want to cultivate? What is it that you want to be remembered for? How is it that you want to contribute? What skills can you provide to the whole, to the collective? So you have a strong focus on how can you be of service? How can you help? But first, before you can help, I feel like you are cultivating the skill, or maybe you have already done this, and now you're in that point where like you have gathered this expertise, or like this expert level knowledge, and now you want to share it with the collective, with humanity. But you are showing up here as a very hardworking person that is very like not distracted. Like right now you're not distracted on frivolous things. Like you are very invested in yourself, in your future. You are very invested in keeping like a strong center, because you want to stay disciplined and determined to like stay on your path, to continue forward. I feel like for you, it's just like one day at a time, one foot in front of the other, because you do have this focus on what it is that you are doing as far as like work and career. I feel like you also have a focus on providing your own income, like providing for yourself and earning your own money, and really, getting that area in your life stable and secure. And I feel like what you do for work does involve friends, or like networking, or working with large groups of people, or working within the community with groups of people. And so you do have to be brave to do the work that you're doing, because again, it's like I'm seeing groups of people, so you do have to work within groups of people. So maybe it could even be something like super simple. I'm not necessarily seeing this at all in the cards. It's just an example that I'm getting. But like, for example, like a yoga teacher, or someone that like has to be the one guiding a class and speaking and being in front of the room and teaching. And so I feel like this is why this brave spirit card is coming up here on your side, because you feel like you have to be brave. You have to be okay with all eyes being on you, and of people looking at you and wanting to like hear what you have to say. I feel like it is very valuable, whatever it is. Or it could even be like something like fitness related, like maybe you have like the next best fitness program or something that you came up with, and people are really seeing the results on you, and so it's something that they're really interested in hearing you speak about, because they see that it's something that you've mastered, that you've attained for yourself. So they want to hear like all of your tips and tricks and stuff, and like how can they attain this too. So if it's not something related to fitness, it could be something related to sex. It could be something related to sex, really deep emotional connections. On a more nefarious note, it could even be like how to seduce people or something. Whatever you're doing, people are totally buying it. They're really invested in it. But yeah, it could have something to do with like sexualities, like deep hidden things, psychology, things that have to do with your physical body, fitness, how to win, like how to, I don't know why I'm getting that, like how to come out on top or something, how to win, how to get your way, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, whatever it is that you talk about, people want to hear it. They want to hear it. They're feeling very drawn to it. People feel like you have something that they need to feel happiness, to like feel complete in some way. Like you have like a missing piece or something, like a key, or you have something significant. People really like your communication and like what you have to say. Even like simple things, like they want to know like what makes you laugh, what jokes are funny to you, like what entertains you. Like, I don't know, people are just really interested in you. It's kind of creeping me out, but I mean, it's just they're super fixated on you right now. I'm not getting anything bad by it or anything. Apparently, you have something to share, something useful and valuable. People are finding it to be useful and valuable. But yeah, people are just really attractive to you. So whatever it is that you're doing, it's working. People have their eye on you and they're interested in what you're doing. So yeah, so people are just perceiving you to be very magnetic, sexy, attractive, seducing. They're being seduced by you. They're being turned on by you in some way, whether it's sexually or like intellectually or emotionally. They're being taken by you. And what's really happening is you're very interested in your career right now, in your money. You are staying very disciplined, very focused on reaching your goals. And you know that you have to be like in center of attention in some way. And you're finding your people, your social group, your circle, your social circle, like your friends, the people that you can maybe like teach, or like a group that you can be a part of. And you're needing to be really brave. I feel like maybe because it's requiring you to have to put yourself out there, and maybe, you need to be brave in order to do that. Like you need to, putting yourself out there, there's always like a level of vulnerability that you need to have. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be accepted. I don't know if people are going to like this, but it's like always like that little risk that you're taking, like just putting yourself out there and seeing like, are people going to like it? Are they not? But I do feel like people are going to like it. They feel like the power in it. If it has like a really deep power, whatever you're doing. And I think it's something that people can definitely feel. I don't know, I feel like you're going through some kind of like new beginning or something, and it's helping people to see like that they too can have a new beginning, and they too can, have like an end of a cycle and start anew and undergo some change or something. Like they're seeing you, like maybe you had to be brave in order to go through these changes and be where you are. It took like a lot of bravery and believing in yourself, even when you didn't have like any evidence that it was gonna go good. Like you didn't have any evidence that anyone liked you, or that you were helping anyone, or that you were of value. But it's like you just stayed true, and you kept going, you kept doing it. And I think people are really admiring this bravery, and you're like inspiring them to also do it, to also like invest in themselves and their growth. Like they want to grow and change and evolve like you've done. Like they've seen it, they've witnessed something, they've witnessed you do something, and now it's like inspiring them. Like, I want to do that too. How did they do that? Like, I want to do that too. And I feel like you're going to teach people, like, or you want to. You have intentions of showing people like what you did and how you did it, and how they can do it too, So yeah, people could think that you are, like trying purposefully to seduce people because maybe like, I don't know, you're more like connected to your sexuality. So you are trying to like pull in sexual partners and relationships. Like you have like that very seductive kind of an energy, but really I don't think that's like what's on your mind. I feel like you don't understand even what it is that's drawing people to you. It's something that's bigger than you. Like you don't get it. It's something that it's underlying. It goes way beneath the surface. And I feel like everyone gets attracted to you for some different reason, and it's all a reflection of something within them that they need. It's like you're a mirror for people with something that they need to like address, and they just feel like you have some kind of answer for them, and so they're very attracted to you because of that, And I don't think that you're doing it on purpose. I don't think you're trying to be seductive. I think that you're just really focused on yourself, and that's attractive, like people are attracted. They're attracted to that. Like when people are really heavily just focused on themselves, on their own routines, on their own lives, on improving themselves, cultivating skills, cultivating stability and security within themselves and their own lives, spiritually and materially, just having it all together, just being in a place where you're able to provide for yourself, but also where you're not like selling yourself out, like you're staying very pure and true to your beliefs, to your truth, to who you are, to your spiritual center. So I feel like that's the truth of you. Like that's really how you are on your side. And yeah, other people may have this like other kind of perspective because of like the way that they're experiencing you and being drawn in by you. So it could even be like that spirit is like making people, like they're causing people to be attracted to you for whatever reason, even if it's just because of your looks or whatever it is. I feel like people are attracted to you for all kinds of different reasons right now. And it doesn't even matter. Like that's not the point. Like spirit is just trying to grab someone's attention because they feel like through you, they can relay some kind of message or some kind of truth, something that this person needs, and it can like come through you. So yeah, don't be afraid of this. Like just keep doing you, keep being you, I see that you're doing great. You're doing great. You have a really good head on your shoulders. You have great energy. I feel like you're just doing you, and you doing you, it's like attracting people to you regardless of why they're being attracted to you. It's none of your business, honestly, like, in the most respectful way. Like it's really none of your business how people are like synthesizing your energy or like experiencing your energy. I feel like spirit is working with everyone in like the way that they need to be worked with. I feel like everyone's is drawn into you and is attracted to you for like a different reason. Spirit is just trying to get to them, to like align them, to heal them in some way. You are really valuable. You are so, so valuable. So don't let anybody reduce you or like, you know, make you feel like all you are is like a sexy person. That is not all you are. That is not all you bring. You have some really heavy hitting energy, even if people try to reduce it to just like sexual matters. You have like some heavy hitting energy here. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Know that you are influencing or impacting people in whatever way you need to be. Like spirit is on it. It's like you're just healing. You're like a healing balm. You're a healing energy. You're super valuable. And I feel like it has to do with your discipline, with your like your work ethic, with what it is that you're building, with whatever like security and stability it is that you're creating and building for yourself. You help people like break some kind of cycles and have new beginnings for themselves, and you're helping people also cultivate this inner strength within themselves too. Like you're helping people want to be brave just like you were, and you know, be confident and elevate and, you know, glow up and just like prevail, like persevere, overcome, succeed, you know? This is amazing energy, beautiful, beautiful energy. Group number 2, keep doing what you're doing. You have such a strong influence, such a strong impact, whether you know it or not. Spirit is definitely, you know, on this, and you are affecting and impacting people in whatever way you need to like guide people in the right direction in some way. You are definitely, I feel like, an instrument for spirit to work through. And I just want to tell you that you're doing an amazing job. I see that here. Keep it up, keep going. Continue to have this really positive outlook. I feel like you know good things are coming for you, and that's because they are. I feel like you're really focused. Yeah, we already said that. Now I just feel like I'm going to keep repeating myself. But yeah, you're just focused on like your work, whatever your work is. Your work could be like just on yourself, cultivating yourself, becoming strong inside, brave, confident, or it could be like an actual skill like we talked about. But yeah, you're just really focused on your work, on how you are contributing, on handling your part of things. And you're just highly protective of yourself. This is your focus. I feel like you definitely want to be of service. And I feel like it's also something traditional, because I'm getting a lot of Saturn energy here. So it could be something very traditional. If I'm not mistaken, I think Saturn and Mars, at the time that I'm recording this reading, they're conjunct, they're together. So, and I know Saturn is in Pisces. So check where Pisces is in your birth chart, because in there, both Saturn and Mars are in there. You could just get more insight from that to just see like where in your birth chart this is happening. If you are watching this reading at the time that I put it out. But this is a timeless message, so even if you're watching it way later, this message is still meant for you. You can just disregard the transit thing. But yeah, I saw that, so I just felt like I should mention it. So yeah, group 2, just keep doing you. You're doing amazing. Keep it up. People are definitely noticing you. People see you, whether you know it or not, whether they're telling you or not. They're interested. They're curious. Their curiosity is sparked, although some of them could be attracted to you for like the wrong reasons, or some of them could think that you are purposefully like wanting this kind of attention, like you're being what's the word, like strategic with it, like you're strategizing with it, like you're using this attention to maybe get something you want or to get some kinds of a shortcut. But I don't see that at all. I really do not see that at all on your side, but people could just be like projecting that onto you, just FYI. But again, what these people, like whatever it is that they think, it's none of your business. You keep doing you. You're doing great. And I feel like good things are coming for you, and things are really going to start moving and shifting and changing for you for the better. For the better. I feel like you really you're rising up and you're getting yourself out of some kind of maybe not so great situation. Like you are creating this beautiful change for yourself, and you are creating some kinds of mastery here for yourself too. You are wrapping something up and reaching some kind of completion point to continue on to the next phase here. And it's all due. It's due. There are no handouts. You're not doing anything on purpose. You're not trying to seduce anyone or none of that. It's all because of your due diligence. It's all because you've put in the work. You're just reaping what you sow. And because of the work that you're putting in, this is the outcome. This is what you're creating for yourself, and you are going to be seen and noticed for it. You are definitely on path, so much so that you're helping other people get on path too, just by you being on your own path. Spirit is using you in some way to help others as well, it's amazing. It's great. Okay, so group number 2, that was your message. I truly hope that served you. If you'd like to dive deeper into your specific situation, I do offer personal readings. I will leave my email in the description box below. You can go ahead and contact me if you're interested. I would love to work with you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope to see you around here again very soon. Take good care of yourselves, and until next time, bye. Hey everyone, and welcome to your reading. If you chose image number 3 or group number 3, you're in the right place. We are doing a reading on how are you being viewed, perceived by others versus how are you really. I've already done the first 2 groups, and it seems that the messages are coming out like a snapshot currently whenever you're stumbling across this reading. This could be how you're being perceived, how you're being viewed, how you're being seen versus what's happening with you really within yourself. So yeah, the readings have been fun. They've been very interesting, the messages that have been coming through. So I'm super excited to get the messages for this group. I'm going to be using astrology cards, oracle cards, and tarot cards to pull on the energy and get the message. And yeah, we're going to just go ahead and get started right away. I feel like these readings, they could probably serve more so as just confirmation for you or just to give you clarity right now. But the intention is always for the messages to be for your highest good, to serve you and your highest potential, and to help illuminate something, align something that is going to be useful and beneficial for you. Okay, so okay. We already got the first 2 cards for this side. I'm going to go ahead and pull the whole spread and then we'll get started. I know we got this. Never mind. I thought we got that card. I don't think we did. Okay, so we got our astrology cards. Now let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards for how are people perceiving you versus how are you really. Let's pull the tarot, and then we'll get right into the message. Okay. So I think the cards are good. I think you can see everything. Maybe I can adjust this a little better. So how are you being perceived right now by other people? So what I'm seeing is that people are perceiving you to be very, very focused on your work, your career, your social status, or what it is that you're known for in this world, what it is that you want to be known for. You have some really strict, intense, long-term goals, and they're just seeing you on your journey, showing up, doing what you have to do, building things up for yourself, getting closer to your goals, and just really dedicated on whatever that is. So whether it's like a program, a degree, a certification, or just like some kind of a skill set or something, they just see you very, very dedicated to your craft, dedicated to your work, kind of like married right now to your career, whatever it is that you do for work, whatever it is that people know you for. People are seeing you in that light of being very ultra focused on that part of your life. They're seeing you just put in the work, do what you have to do. Like, they're not seeing you going out and slacking off and, like taking vacations. Like, whoever has access to you, whoever, it is that is around you, all they see is like you putting in that work, you studying, you staying dedicated, you showing up every day and like inching your way closer and closer to your goals. So they are seeing you as someone that's very hardworking and just very dedicated to their goals and very ambitious, and someone that is just like making it happen, very reliable and steady on their path. They're also perceiving you as being a very sensitive person. So maybe you can just sense when things are off, like you can sense things in the air, you can sense things in the energy. Maybe like when you're around your friends, you just know, like, I don't know, or you just say the right things. It's almost like even if you don't know exactly what that person is going through, if they're not sharing with you, it's almost like you'll say the right thing to them that they really needed in that moment. It's like you have a certain sensitivity where it's almost like you can tune in or tap into other people's emotional state or like their energy. I feel like you're really good at holding space. And yeah, people just see you like a very feely person, someone that is just very invested in other people's well-being, emotional well-being especially. Like, you just want everyone to always feel happy and at peace and loved for and cared for. People do feel this warmth coming from you, this softness. I feel like even though you are super busy, you still make time for people, or they see that that's a really important thing for you too, like to take time to take care of your emotional well-being and to take time to tend to that space. I think you understand the importance of that despite having like such a strong focus in work and your material world and building that up and, cultivating that stability for yourself. It's like you still have that part of you where you are very soft and sensitive, and you take that part of yourself into consideration. You don't just ignore it. You're very in tune with your emotions. And I think you do self-care. Like, you prioritize self-care, your emotional well-being. And because you can do that for yourself, it's easy for you to like tap in and be there for others on that level as well. Again, I feel like it's like people probably don't even tell you. Like, maybe someone is just like telling you something random, and whatever you say back to them is like, it's like exactly what that person needed to feel at ease, to feel at peace with it. Like, you bring comfort and warmth and care and consideration to people, and people just, they do feel supported and held by that energy. So you seem like a super solid person. Yeah, I'm really getting that heavily. Like, you just know what people need. It's easy for you to tap into it. And yeah, like, you could even be like somewhat psychic, and you could just know things just because like you feel things, you feel it. No one had to tell you, no one has to confirm anything for you. I feel like you move energy around, and it's very healing, like in just the right ways for people, I think. And maybe this is part of your work, part of what you're doing. Maybe you're some kind of a therapist or something, or like some kind of a life coach or something. But yeah, you could do this for work, actually. It's just be there for people. Be there for people, hold space, and really accommodate people emotionally and support people on an emotional level. Like, go through their emotions, feel their emotions, like work through those, feel those out. I think you encourage people to not feel scared, of like sitting with your emotions, and not to feel like it's a weakness to feel and to be a sensitive person. And I think that you're a really good representation, like a really good role model of what that is. Because I do see you being very sensitive, like very psychic, very in tune with something that's underneath the surface, like something greater, but you're still very like grounded and very stable and secure in your material world. So it's like you are a really good representation of how to balance these two sides, you know, material and spiritual. This is how people are perceiving you. They're seeing you bringing like this, I think, like this spiritual side into the material world. They're seeing you make use of your sensitivity, like of your big emotions and your sensitivity and you being able to feel things and know things. They're seeing you making use of that in the world, especially in your career, your ability to tap into that and to work from that space. It's something that you are applying to your career. They're seeing you make use of those abilities in your material world, in what you do for work, in how you show up for work. Maybe you're very led, you know, by your emotions and by what you feel. You're just making the most out of it. It's like if you're a very sensitive, feely kind of a person, it's like you're making the best out of it. You're making the best out of it. You're showing people like this is a strength, not a weakness. And you're really showing people like how to apply it in the material world in a way that is going to be beneficial. Or you're showing people that you've applied it in a way that's beneficial for you. It's like you didn't stuff that part down. You're very open with that part of yourself, and you know, you're utilizing that. You're utilizing, you know, your sensitivity in some way. And I feel like it is seen as a strength instead of as a weakness and something that's going to hold you back. And you're showing people how this could actually be beneficial and how it could be a strength and how to properly apply it and use it and, you know, incorporate it into your work life, you know, because we have that Capricorn energy twice because Capricorn rules the 10th house and we got both the 10th house and Capricorn. So this is how people are seeing you, like in terms of what you do for work, career, how you make your money, in terms of like how you contribute to the world, what it is that you offer, what you're known for. This is the energy that people are seeing you in. And I think people love you. I have to say, like, I feel like you have people that really love you and that see you as like a marriage partner. I'm getting that heavily. People are definitely seeing you as an option, like marriage material as an option of like, that's the kind of person that I would want to marry, like have as a spouse, have something traditional with. And for those people that are not viewing you like in a romantic way, I feel like they are getting something really useful from you. Like you're teaching, you're a good teacher, they're getting taught by you, they're learning, and they feel like you give them really good advice. Like they're united with spirit. It's almost like you're connecting, you're bridging the gap between God, between spirit and these people. So people are either seeing you as like their perfect counterpart, someone that they would want to marry, someone that they would want to spend their life with, someone that they would want something traditional with, someone they could like be in love with, like the perfect romantic partner. And if not, if people are just feeling like you've supported them, you've held space for them, you helped them in some way, they could just be so grateful for you for providing the knowledge and the insight that you have. And they feel like the power of whatever that knowledge and that insight was that you gave to them. They feel the impact. They're so grateful. I feel like they'll be forever grateful to you for aligning them with some kind of truth exactly when they needed it, or some kind of support. They're very grateful for this connection that you have. And they think that coming in contact with you, you know, like your energy coming into their field, they feel like it was meant to be, like it was no coincidence, like they feel like it was God, it was spirit that put you in these people's paths. Like they just feel like God the divine was able to talk to them, was able to communicate something to them through you. And I just feel like because of that, they see you in a really high light, and they're just like forever grateful to you. And I feel like they have a lot of respect for you because of that. Like they felt the impact, they felt the power, and there's kind of just like that reverence, like that gratitude. So yeah, I definitely feel like you have this impact on people, this strong impact, and people are so grateful for it. And so anytime you're around, or anytime, you come into their field, it's like they feel excited, they feel happy, because I don't know, I just feel like you leave like you make a good impact, like a positive impact in people's lives. So whenever they see you again, like they get reminded of that positive impact, and they just correlate you with positivity. And like, again, it's like reverence, like respect, a strong respect. And it's almost like I know whenever this person is around, or whenever this person has anything to tell me, or when I come across this person, like it's only going to be positivity. Like they're really listening. I feel like they feel like you're going to give them like a nugget of wisdom or something. So they're just anticipating like the good energy and the good vibes that your presence brings whenever you're close to them and whenever you're around. Like whenever you're close to them or whenever you're around, it's like they know it's going to be good. They know the interaction is going to be good, or you're going to say something that they need, or they're really listening, they're really paying attention because of their previous experience with you. So it's like they just feel like, oh yeah, like God talks to me through this person, So let me listen carefully to them, because I don't know, they're just anticipating that you have something for them, because maybe they feel like you always do, or again, they see you as like this direct channel to source, and they just always feel really good and really positive, like you're going to give them something positive, something uplifting to like, again, hold space and provide that warmth, that love, that support, so that they can continue being their most authentic, true selves, and just to like give them that little bit of fuel, to keep going on their path, and to keep just expecting the best, to just have like that optimistic perspective and outlook on life and on whatever they're going through, knowing that they're blossoming and they're blooming exactly how they need to be. And I don't know, I just feel like you remind them of that, or you give them like good energy, you hold space, you give them that support, you give them that fuel to just continue to believe that good things are coming in, However, I think there are also people that are kind of defensive to the things that you say to them. I am seeing both sides of the coin here, where it's like some people are just so grateful, they see you in a high light, they see that you have like some kind of psychic gift, you say all the right things, it's like you can tap in, you feel things, and they learn from you, and they feel like they're connected to source, to the divine. You also have people that are like falling in love with you, that are seeing you as the perfect romantic partner to be in a union with. They're seeing you as marriage material. They're seeing you as their perfect counterpart, or at least, someone like you. Like once they saw you, they're like, yes, that's what I would want in my partner, is those qualities, as someone like that. But then you also have people that are very defensive to the things that you have to tell them. They are not super open and receptive. They want to fight you on it, like they're like, no, like you're wrong. Or I don't know, maybe some things that you say can be triggering. Sometimes people aren't ready to hear everything. I feel though, whenever you come around and you give someone a message, you tell somebody something, I feel that's because they're ready to receive it. That's because God is like, like it's coming into their field for a reason. It's because they're ready to hear it. They're ready to receive it. But maybe their ego is like getting bruised, or they're getting triggered or something like that. I don't think you take it personally. I'm seeing you like in a very professional kind of an energy over here. And I think you do protect yourself. And I think you do forgive these people. Like you understand, You know, like you don't take it personally. Like, you know, like, okay, if someone's getting triggered by what I said, that's fine. I forgive them. You know, it's kind of like that quote from Jesus, you know, forgive them for they know not what they do. I feel like you kind of have that approach. So if people are blocked off at the heart and they don't want to receive what you're telling them, and they want to continue hiding from the truth, and they don't want to, you know, like live up to their highest potential, or they're feeling seen or hurt by something that they didn't want anyone to ever like see or pinpoint about them because it is so triggering. I feel like you understand the sensitive nature of human beings and how certain things can be hard to hear and can be hard to confront, and you understand that this defensive energy can come up. I don't think you take it personally. I think you understand it, and I think you forgive people if they ever like fight you or want to, not fight you like physically, but like if they, you know, like try to say you don't know what you're talking about, or shut up, or they're not receptive, they're not open, or, you know, they get defensive, or they feel like it's an attack. I feel like you're quick to forgive these people, and you know what's happening. Like, you understand what's happening. You know, certain things are just hard to look at, hard to deal with. People, you know, they say ignorance is bliss. You know, some people just want to stay in their ignorance and not have to deal with the truth, with the reality of certain things, because they're too ashamed, or there's too much guilt, or they don't want to work on themselves or look at themselves. They're just not ready to face something. But yeah. So we're going to move on now to how are you really? So you are a very Libran person. You are someone, you're very fair. You're looking to be equal with people. You're looking to bring equality to the room, to the space. Like, you aren't blocked off at the heart. Like, you have compassion. You care for all beings. You understand the human condition, and you just want people to feel good. You just want people to feel cared for, protected, loved, considered. You are a very honest person. You're just honest. So I think you can tell really quickly when someone is not coming from that place. Like, you can tell now when someone isn't coming from their heart, doesn't have a lot of emotion, doesn't have a lot of empathy, is sneaking around, or not being honest, not being like forthright, you know, and trying to be sneaky to get what they want, versus just being out in the open and being a good person and being honest and being fair, kind, and considerate, you know. So even though you can spot it, you forgive it. Like, you're not the type to hold grudges. I feel like people could hold grudges against you, but it's not you that they have a problem with. You know what I mean? Like, they can think that because you're the one that like kind of hit them with this energy, so they think they have a problem with you. But really, you understand, like, at the core of things, the issue isn't with you. Like, the issue is deeper. You just kind of maybe put up a mirror or something. But the issue is not with you. The issue has something to do with themselves, something they're not wanting to face or confront or own up to. So they'll like blame you, but you forgive them. Like, you're quick to forgive these people that come from this place, because again, you have this perspective of like, we are all one at the end of the day. This human life isn't like the easiest thing to navigate. Like, we are put under a lot of stress, under a lot of pressures. You know, a lot of us weren't raised in a healthy way. So there's a lot of things that we need to work on. You just get it. You get people. You understand. It can be hard. It can be difficult. And you just move on, you know, with peace and love and nothing but well wishes. Because this is your lens. This is your outlook. This is your perspective. This is how you live your life truly. These are your beliefs. These are your values. You know, you're someone that you really value those Libran kinds of relationships where everything is very honest and open and straightforward. No one's lying. Everyone is just being themselves, being who they are, letting whatever that is be seen, like letting their true intentions be seen, so that other people can make their own decisions about whether or not they vibe with it, whether or not they want to continue this relationship. It's like, you're just like, this is me, this is who I am. If you like it, great. And if it's not your cup of tea, that's cool too. But it's like, you're not sitting here like trying to manipulate and maneuver and sneak around, and like, those just aren't your values. You really value true, genuine connection, friendship, equal, reciprocal, give and take, the well-being of others. Like, you do have the well-being of others in mind. You're a great friend. You would be a great friend to have, a great partner to have, because you have this energy. And it seems like you are someone that is very connected to your heart, to your truth, to your purpose, to your emotions. So you are someone that, like, you're kind and considerate and compassionate and caring, and you just genuinely, truly care about people, and you just want to help them in whatever way you can help them. But some people, you understand that you can't have that kind of relationship with everyone, because certain people are not willing to meet you where you are. So it's like, if someone is not willing to meet you where you are, or if someone is defensive, or if someone is being sneaky or manipulative, it's like, then that you also have the right to kind of like keep your distance from these people and protect yourself from these people. And it's almost like no love lost. Like, you still respect them as humans, as people. There's still that love, that unconditional love, that compassion. But it's like, I'm not going to tolerate this though, like, in my life, because this isn't what I value, and this isn't what I want around me. This isn't what I'm going to invite into my life, So it's kind of like, with all due respect, you gots to go. Whenever you see this kind of an energy, I feel like it's not malicious at all. You're not holding any grudges. You're not like cursing people, It's like, go with love. We're just incompatible. There's an incompatibility. Go with love. I wish you nothing but the best, And I'm hearing that you give second chances. You understand that people can change, and you do believe in second chances. You're just someone that is very loving. You have unconditional love to give. You're very loving. I feel like you're very knowledgeable. Like, you give people a lot of insight, whether it's spiritually or academically. I feel like you broaden people's horizons. People learn from you. They look to you. I feel like this could be something that you're doing for work. This is how people are perceiving you, that this is something that you do for work. But really, I think it's just your nature. This is just who you are. These are just your values. So if this is something that you do for work, it's very tied and connected to just who you are as a person. And I think that's why I was getting like, you connect it so well. Like, you connect this sensitivity that you have, like this ability to tap into something that is beyond. You are able to kind of like merge that with your material world in some way. And that's probably why. It's because it's just a part of you and who you are. It's so closely tied with just who you are as a person. It's just who you are, you know what I mean? It's not something that you have to like go to school and learn. And I'm not saying that you didn't go to school or learn something. Like if you're a therapist or something, or if you're a Reiki practitioner, something like that, like you move energy in some way. You know, those things require you going to school and getting the certifications and getting the training. But I feel like at this point, at this moment, it's just so merged with who you are as an individual that it's effortless. It just comes naturally. You know how some people, when they go to work, it's like they're a whole different person. I used to be this way too. Like at my jobs, it's like I would get my job personality. You know what I mean? Like whatever I was doing, I did a lot of like receptionist work, and I worked at Walgreens pharmacy, like in the pharmacy department. I've worked at hair salons. I've worked in Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins. I did office work. And I remember like I would have a personality, like a work personality. And then you have like your personality that you are like with your friends or with your family and stuff. And that's very normal. But I feel like you are in a place right now where you don't have a work personality. Like your work personality is just who you are. I feel like you are just who you are, and you extend that energy to all people, to everyone around you, and either people are going to accept it or they're not, and you don't take it personal. And I feel like people might see you, oh, well, this is just what group number 3 does for work. Like, they just have to be kind and polite and hold space. I wonder what they're really thinking, though. But this is what they do for work. So, of course, they have to put on this face. But really what's happening is this is just truly who you are. You're not putting on, like, a facade or, like, your work face on. You're not throwing on your work personality. It's like, this is truly just who you are to your core. You care about people. You want to have balanced relationships. You want to have reciprocal give and take, fair, honest relationships with people that are upright, straightforward, decent, and that can meet you at that level too. Like, this is truly what you value. It's not just like a front. It's not just for work. This is just who you are. And that's the truth. So yeah, I think people just need to like learn from you. They have a lot to learn from you, I think. And some people are super open and grateful, and others not so much, and others are like romantically attracted to you. Okay, so let's see if I can get anything else. I feel like that was the shortest one. Is there anything else that you would like me to convey to group number 3, Spirit? Anything else? They're saying to just, I'm hearing breathe easy, like breathe easy. Yeah. I feel like you are very sensitive. You're a very sensitive person, and you are a very forgiving person. So maybe when people kind of like meet you with that more negative energy, I think it can drain you. Even though you seem to be very strong, it can like cause disappointment, or like losing faith in humanity, or like you feel sad or something, or you feel like, is it something that I did? Is it, because a lot of empaths have that issue too, where they think like, did I do something wrong? And could I have handled that better? And, you take the blame, and Spirit is just saying like, breathe easy, find peace, like mental peace. You're good. You're okay. I feel like this work can be difficult sometimes, and it can be very draining. So they're just telling you to take care of yourself, like take care of your mental well-being. And they just don't want you to take too much hits. I feel like you take a lot of hits. Maybe you feel like you fail. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So Spirit is saying, by the way, these are the cards that came out, if you want to look at them. But Spirit is saying, like, don't feel like a failure. I feel like there are certain things, or there's something right now where you could be feeling a disappointment about, or you could be feeling sadness about, or you could be feeling like a restriction. I think it could be this, because it did come out. So there's like people that are against you in some way, or that are, I don't know, they're putting something on you. Spirit wants you to know that you're clean, like you're good. I feel like you know this, but sometimes you just need the reminder. And since you are showing up here to be like a sensitive person, I know that it's still, even though you know these things, it still can hurt, and you can still feel it, So they're just reminding you to take care of your mental well-being. I think you're really good at taking care of your emotional well-being, but also take care of your mental well-being, because your mental well-being can affect your emotional well-being, and I feel like it can drain your emotional well-being when you're too in your head about something, like, oh my gosh, could I have handled that better? Could I have said something better? Could I have, did I do something wrong? And don't go down that rabbit hole. Like, they want you to feel secure in yourself, like you're a good person, you're coming from a good place, you're pure, you have a good heart, you're connected to your heart, you're good. Always know that you are good. I feel like, again, like you just second guess this, like you already know this, but sometimes you can second guess it. So they're just trying to give you that peace of mind, that clarity, that you're good, you're doing great, you're a good person, you're doing your part, you're playing your role. Take care of your mental well-being. Don't drain yourself, going back and forth with yourself on like second guessing yourself, thinking that you didn't do something like up to par, that you weren't up to par, or like, You know, I feel like you have really high expectations for yourself. Like you hold yourself up to a high standard, and sometimes you can like get really down on yourself, and like you can think that you're not doing enough, and it can feel like it can make this work feel very heavy, and like you can feel restricted in some way, or like just very pressured or exhausted. It can be very exhausting. And Spirit wants you to know that you're doing great, that you're actually doing great, and don't give in to like the material, like the illusion, the Maya of this material world that exists. Like you like giving in to like feeling depressed and disappointed, and like you're failing, and you're not like you're not up to par or something, or you're not up to standard, or you know, something like that. They're saying it's draining you, it's draining your energy, and you have to know that you are victorious, that you're doing a great job, that you are leading with your heart, that you are winning, that you are victorious. Don't give in to like the mental stuff, to the illusion of whatever presents in this material world, of like what, you know, if people are projecting onto you, or again, like you start second guessing yourself of whether or not you're good enough, or if you're doing enough. They want to tell you that you are absolutely doing great, that you're doing enough, and they don't want this work to drain you and to like make you feel exhausted and wounded. They don't want that, because you don't deserve it. You don't deserve that. You're doing good, and you have a good impact, and they want you to relate to your greatness, not to your weakness. And they want you to know, like, sometimes it's difficult for people to hear certain things, but it doesn't mean that you are a bitch for saying it, or that you're wrong. Like, sometimes you have to say things, you know what I mean? Like, I learned this myself. There's this quote, what is it? I love it. I repeat it to myself all of the time, but it's like, being nice and being good are two different things, because sometimes being good means that you have to say the hard thing. You know, you have to say the thing that maybe someone is going to think that you're a bitch for saying that, you know, because you're calling them out, or you're being very blunt, or you're upholding a boundary or something. And some people don't like that. But it doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you good, because that's what was needed in that moment, was the truth, you know? Like, you say it because it's the truth, not because you're trying to, like, belittle someone or, like, shame someone. You say it because it's what needed to be said. So don't concern yourself too much with being nice. Like, being nice and trying to coddle people's egos, and you don't want to rock the boat, and you don't want to be mean. You can't concern yourself with that all of the time. And I can see with your energy, it's difficult sometimes to like say the hard thing, and to be very firm. That can be difficult for you, because you can feel bad about it. You can have guilt, real guilt about that. But Spirit is saying sometimes it's absolutely necessary. So don't confuse the two. Being nice and being good, they're not the same thing, and they don't always go together, you know, and that's okay. And I think when you can like get past the guilt of that, you can actually see that the work that you're doing is super valuable, and is moving things, changing things. Like, you're helping the divine bring in the winds of change that are necessary, not only for you, but for the people that you impact and the people that you touch with whatever work it is that you're doing. Spirit is like, you're part of the divine orchestration. Like, you're helping us. So don't second guess yourself. You're doing great. You're doing great, sweetie. But yeah, group number 3, you guys are beautiful people. That was your message. That was, how are people perceiving you, and how are you really a snapshot of this current moment that you are stumbling across this reading. I hope this reading has served you in some way. I hope you got something that you needed out of it. If you'd like to dive deeper into your specific situation, I do offer personal readings. I will leave my email in the description box below so that you can contact me if you are interested. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I look forward to seeing you around here again very soon. Take good care of yourselves. And until next time, bye.